Nanny Mae's Bedtime Stories. Mary Engelbreit's Nursery and Fairy Tales Collection. Chapter 5. Hansel and Gretel. There once lived a brother and sister called Hansel and Gretel. Their family was poor and they only had stale bread to eat. One day, Mother sent them out into the woods to pick up wild strawberries for supper. "The woods get dark quickly," Mother said. "Be sure you don't get lost." Now Hansel was a clever boy and Gretel was a clever girl. As they walked farther and farther into the woods, they dropped a trail of breadcrumbs to follow back to their cottage. Working together, Hansel and Gretel filled their basket with ripe red berries. By late afternoon, they were ready to go home. "Mother will be happy," Hansel said. "But where are the breadcrumbs?" Gretel cried. The birds had eaten every crumb. There was no trail to lead the children home. Lost and afraid, poor Hansel and Gretel at last ate the berries. Trying to stay cheerful, the children made plans for the morning, then fell asleep on the forest floor. When the sun woke them, Hansel and Gretel set off through the woods. They'd wandered all day long when they came to a clearing, and there they saw a wonderful thing. It was a little cottage made of cake and candy. Hansel and Gretel were so hungry that they started breaking off bits of the house to eat. They heard a strange voice whisper,
"Nibble, nibble like a mouse. Who is nibbling at my house?"
Suddenly the door opened, and out came a very ugly woman who was really a witch. Hansel and Gretel were frightened, but the witch spoke so sweetly and they were so hungry that they went with her into the house. Inside, the witch fed them a delicious dinner with all the foods and sweets they had ever dreamed of. They were so full that they soon fell asleep. In the morning, before they woke, the witch lit a fire in the oven.
"The boy first," she cackled. "He will be tasty."
For it was true, the witch lured children to her cottage and then gobbled them up. After the fire was lit, the witch grabbed the sleeping Hansel and locked him in a cage behind the house. After that, she came back and put Gretel to work.
"Get up and set the table," she screeched. "I'm going to have a feast."
Now clever Gretel saw Hansel in the cage, and as she set the table, she tried to think what to do.
"See if the oven is hot,"
the witch called to Gretel. By now, Gretel had a plan, so she said, "It is stone cold."
"That can't be,"
said the witch, poking her head into the oven. Quickly, Gretel gave her a shove and banged the door shut. Then she set her brother free. Hansel and Gretel ran away into the forest. Before long, they heard their mother calling, searching for them. She was so happy to see her children that she wept with joy. Then they all walked home together and sat down to eat. Their simple supper tasted so good. The end. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams.